The heavy iron gates of the mansion clanged shut, their echo stretching through the night, like the toll of a bell that marked the end of a chapter. A little girl, no older than 8, stumbled to the pavement outside. Her small hands trembled as they clutched at the straps of her faded school bag. Her knobby knees scraped from the fall. Through tear-filled eyes she looked up, hoping, begging that the doors would open again, that her parents would call her back, scoop her into their arms and whisper words of comfort. But the figures that stood inside those gates, her, father in his sharp navy suit and her mother with her, perfectly pressed dress, did not move. The man's face was stern, his jaw clenched in fury. The woman's eyes, cold as marble, refused to meet her daughter's gaze. And then, as if the moment had not already crushed her tiny heart, her father spoke the words that would haunt her for years to come. "You are no longer welcome in this house." The gates closed. The lights of the mansion flickered in the distance, and the little girl, Clara, was left with nothing but the darkness of the street and the sound of her own sobs. Friends, before I carry you deeper into the story, take a moment to support Whispers of Kindness. Like this video, share it with someone who may need the message, comment below with your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss the stories that matter. Together, let's keep spreading kindness and strength. Now let us return to Clara's story. Chapter 1. The Last Embrace. Clara had grown up in privilege. The mansion she once called home was filled with marble floors that gleamed like mirrors, staircases that wound like ribbons of gold, and chandeliers that rained crystal light. Yet despite the beauty of her surroundings, Clara's world had always been cold. Her parents provided her with fine clothes and the best tutors, but never with warmth. She was an accessory in their lives, expected to look perfect, behave perfectly, and never make mistakes. But children make mistakes, and Clara's came in the form of a priceless vase. One afternoon, chasing her ball down the hallway, she tripped and collided with the stand that held it. The crash was deafening, the shards scattering like accusations across the floor. Her father's fury erupted instantly. Her mother's disappointment was silent but even more painful. That single accident, though small in the eyes of love, was treated as unforgivable in their house of pride. So they cast her out. As Clara lay crying on the pavement, a familiar figure rushed out of the gates. Rosa, the family's nanny, had been with Clara since her birth. She had cradled her as an infant, sung lullabies when nightmares came, and whispered encouragement when loneliness weighed heavy. Seeing Clara's tiny frame shivering on the cold stone, Rosa's heart broke. "Mi niña," she whispered, kneeling down, brushing the dirt from Clara's cheeks. "Don't," to cry, "I'm here." Rosa made a choice in that moment. She could not change the hearts of Clara's parents, but she could change Clara's fate. Taking her hand, she led the girl away from the mansion, away from rejection and toward a new life built on love. Chapter 2. A Harder World. Life with Rosa was not easy. The small apartment they shared was far from the grandeur of the mansion. The walls were thin, the roof leaked when it rained, and money was always tight. Rosa worked long hours as a cleaner, scrubbing floors and washing clothes for families who had more than she did. Clara, though only a child, quickly learned the meaning of sacrifice. She wore hand-me-down clothes, carried second-hand books, and sometimes ate little more than bread and soup for dinner. Yet in that humble home, she felt something she had never known before: belonging. Still, the world outside was not kind. At school, her classmates mocked her for once being rich and now living poor. "Trash princess," they called her. Some even whispered cruel rumors that her parents had thrown her out because she was bad luck. Clara cried herself to sleep many nights, but Rosa was always there. "You are not what they call you," Rosa reminded her. "You are strong, Clara, stronger than they will ever know." And Clara believed her. Chapter 3. The Fire Within. As Clara grew, so did her determination. She poured herself into her studies, reading late into the night by the dim light of a cracked lamp. She took on small jobs, delivering newspapers, helping at grocery stores, tutoring younger kids, to ease Rosa's burden. Every coin she earned went to their household. But inside her, a fire burned. She wanted more than survival. She wanted to prove to herself, to the world, and perhaps even to her parents, that she was not worthless. By the time she was 16, Clara was at the top of her class. Her teachers spoke of her brilliance, her ability to argue with logic and passion. She had discovered her calling, law. She dreamed of defending those who, like her, had been cast aside or silenced. Yet challenges remained. Money for college seemed impossible. Rosa's health began to falter. Years of hard labor left her joints aching and her back bent. Clara often skipped meals so Rosa could eat. But fortune has a way of favoring the determined. A scholarship came, an opportunity Clara seized with trembling hands and a hopeful heart. Chapter 4, Becoming Whole. College life was demanding. Clara worked part-time at a library, studied until dawn, and often lived on instant noodles. But for every hardship, there was triumph. She graduated at the top of her class, earning respect for her fierce advocacy and unwavering compassion. She wasn't just chasing success. She was building herself into someone who could never again be crushed by rejection. Through it all, Rosa remained by her side, cheering her every step, even when her own body grew weaker. "You are my pride, Clara," Rosa said often, her eyes moist with love. Clara never forgot those words. They became her armor. Chapter 5, The Return. 12 years passed since that night of rejection. Clara was no longer a frightened girl, but a confident, accomplished woman. Her name was beginning to be known in legal circles. She had helped families win cases against injustice, children find homes, and communities find strength. One morning, as she looked at Rosa resting in their modest but comfortable new home, a thought gripped her heart. It was time to face the ghosts of her past. She dressed in a sharp suit, her posture tall and unyielding. Rosa insisted on coming too. "If you go, I go," she said firmly. And so, side by side, they returned to the mansion. The gates were the same, black and cold. But this time, Clara was not outside crying. She was walking in with her head held high. Her parents stood on the steps, surprised and unsettled. They had aged. Lines etched their faces, their proud stance slightly weakened by time. When they recognized her, silence fell. "Clara," her mother whispered, almost in disbelief. Her father cleared his throat. "You've come back." Chapter 6, The Confrontation. Clara's voice was steady. "I came back not because I need you, but because I need to close this chapter." Her parents shifted uncomfortably. Clara told them everything, of the hunger, the ridicule, the nights she wept. She spoke of Rosa's sacrifices, of how love, not blood, had carried her forward. Her father attempted excuses. "We thought you would learn discipline. We thought—" His voice faltered. Clara shook her head. "No, you thought only of yourselves. You thought wealth mattered more than love. You thought I would break. But I did not break, I became stronger." Her mother's eyes filled with tears. "We regret—" But Clara raised her hand. "Do not mistake this moment. I forgive you, but not for your sake. I forgive you so I can be free. But understand this, you lost the right to call yourselves my parents the night you closed those gates." Turning to Rosa, Clara smiled. "This woman is my true family. She saved me. She loved me. She raised me. Everything I am is because of her." Rosa's eyes glistened, her hands trembling with pride. Chapter 7, Revenge Through Success. Clara's revenge was not in anger, but in triumph. She honored Rosa by ensuring she lived in comfort, surrounded by the love and care she deserved. She opened a foundation for abandoned children, a safe haven where no child would feel the sting of rejection she once felt. Her name grew in recognition, not as the daughter of wealthy parents, but as a woman who rose from ashes to build hope for others. Her parents watched from afar, haunted by the emptiness of their grand mansion. They had wealth but no warmth, pride but no legacy. Clara's success was a mirror reflecting their failure. Final chapter, The Message. And so Clara's journey closed where it had begun, at those iron gates. But this time she left not as a victim but as a victor. She proved that rejection does not define destiny. Resilience does. Her story is a reminder to us all. Family is not always bound by blood, but by love, sacrifice, and kindness. The ones who stand by us in our darkest hours are the ones who deserve a place in our hearts. Friends, if Clara's story touched you, take a moment now to support Whispers of Kindness. Like this video, share it so others may find hope. Comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stories of courage and compassion. Your engagement helps us continue spreading light in a world that often feels dark.